and want to make those good, calculated, efficient decisions over maybe more risky, like all spin centered or all spin driven decisions. So it's exciting to see how their playstyles are gonna clash and match up.
Very true, and oh, this is pretty unlike DOREMY to be in such a dependent situation, but they are fighting these outs. Oh my!
Wow,
actually went all the way down to Plan Z, and that is going to be enough to survive the initial. Are they going to be allowed to survive the follow-up? Maybe so, because Lele is not able to find the Force Surge in time to secure the kill.
They managed to fix their misdrops with a bunch of really, really novel T-spins. That was really cool.
DOREMY finding these down stacks in the flashiest way possible, getting all the way down to the floor in an explosive 26 spike. Lele was simply caught off guard, and that is quite the way to start a set for DOREMY.
Yeah, DOREMY he's got such good spike ability, and he sees how to maximize his spikes very, very well, especially down stacking and also like finishing the combo on like a Tetris. That's something that DOREMY does so well. They understand how to which
from DOREMY.
LELERRER just he out pressured DOREMY. That was I wonder how many rounds we're gonna see like that where DOREMY literally just does.
Now, I've got to retroactively call a few things out. In that first round alone, we got to see DOREMY's two main strengths. Not only do they have some of the best defensive play known to man, but the second they find an opportunity, you better believe that offense is going to be relentless. And Lele, once again, interestingly choosing to decline the all-spin PCs, not farming the back-to-back fully, just trying to make sure that they have the material on their board to where they actually know where they want to go next. Always love to see that when a playstyle is so consistent and prevalent.
That's one of the great things about Tetra. Because of all spin, you can there's such a varied range of playstyles, and you can really kind of develop your characteristic playstyle. And I think that's good because it adds flavor. It adds people can develop their own way of playing, and almost if you didn't have the names here, you might be able to recognize.
Oh yeah.
How they play, and I think that's good because some Tetris games, there's like a bit, all the gameplay ends up looking the same, because a
lot of the times there's just a simply optimal move, but in Tetra that's not always the case. Maybe an optimal line, but there's plenty of ways you can take it. But DOREMY is currently giving Lele a wake-up call that they will not be in surge advantage for this entire game. DOREMY is no slouch when it comes to all spins either, and definitely has a lot of experience in applying it to kill pressure. So Lele is going to be able to catch up, but are they going to have the board state to actually counter respectfully?
DOREMY there, he built the surge and then understood how to add to the surge with a spike, how to finish him off. That was good awareness there by DOREMY, how to amplify the surge with an additional spike.
Very well said. Arguably more important than the surge itself is the follow-up, because that's where the real kill pressure is going to be inserted. Because the opponent can prepare for the number on their screen. But it's going to be throwing a wrench in those plans that's really going to give you what you want. And DOREMY trying to build the shapey shape at the top of their board, maybe a little bit too greedy, able to recognize that and bail out before it's too late. Lele unfortunately not able to find big sends in that material, so DOREMY is going to find their way down. And Lele gets the well exactly where they want it to be. Once again, Lele is getting the best wells known to man. It's gonna be quite hard to get owned in this advantage state, but DOREMY's in the 7-2 stack, able to get the tank and counter spike completely uninterrupted. Just very nice cycling from DOREMY, and the momentum is 100% in his hands. DOREMY finding an excellent overhangless there to get their well access. Unfortunately forced to break it almost immediately. And Lele's misdrop is actually going to give them the perfect timing for this kill, otherwise they were not actually planning for it. Once again, hoping that Lele is able to really hone in that awareness, because with the surge leads that they end up finding, if they're even a teensy bit more aware, they can really convert this into so many more round wins. But once again, it might not even matter because the Wells still love Lele so much. Able to find this 20 spike and counting. DOREMY's looking for well access. Doesn't have the eyepiece in sight, but able to cycle to it while Lele is still building the surge, now being forced to downstack all this cheese.
Cheesy round there, very, very. That was like a cheese war, and DOREMY got the win. Got the dub. LELERRER with, yeah, he's doing some very questionable. I mean, that misdrop. I think he might be playing too bit quicker than his means, maybe playing beyond his means, because sometimes misdrops come from trying to play at a pace which I'm not super comfortable with, and LELERRER might feel that he has to speed up to kind of hang with DOREMY here.
Also, can we talk about Lele getting another perfect well off of round start? DOREMY simply just could not deal with all the pressure immediately injected onto their board after the fallout.
Automatic win. That was really nice by LELERRER.
Lele, you can't keep getting away with it! The wells are ridiculous. The game really wants you to win this. You've got to find a way to convert it while you still have this RNG on your side. But DOREMY just has so much material on their side, has the awareness to deal with it as well. But even still, the downstack just isn't in the cards.
It's one of the downsides of DOREMY's playstyle is that his openers are so good that he often sends a lot of clean at the start, and if you can counter that with your own spike, sometimes it can be too much damage at the start. But LELERRER is not using it in a huge way, at least so far. Like that, he probably didn't capitalize on the clean that DOREMY sent so well, and ended up just getting overwhelmed by the pressure, I think.
I'm not even sure how much capitalizing would have made sense in that situation. DOREMY was just bursting so well, and they had so much more where that came from. Even if Lele was able to access the next, like, 3 wells, they still would have been an extreme disadvantage, probably kill shot anyways. DOREMY's gonna be on their downstack now, so now it's time for Lele to find the advantage that they've been looking for, while DOREMY is still trying to maneuver their way around all of this garbage.
Clean on both sides now. It's going to be an extremely damage heavy round. This is both DOREMY.
Oh no! You know exactly what happened there. DOREMY missequenced their L and Z piece, putting the Z at the L hole. And despite them having very nice awareness to recognize that they had to bail out of the setup they were going for, the execution simply wasn't there, and Lele took advantage.
Now, in those really clean rounds, I think misdrops are quite calm because you understand that you're on a knife's edge, and one mistake, you're just going to get swept away because of how volatile and how much went back and forth. And I think that definitely can make you misdrop. But that was a good round. That was a good round.
Lele is actually clip farming with this. The spike preservation there, playing so fast that the number just kept going up so far after the initial send. DOREMY was doing an amazing job at cycle, but the sustain was just too ridiculous. And unfortunately, DOREMY caught out at the worst time possible. The second they cover their well, they get hit with a ridiculous spike. And it is time for the nice scoreline. Lele finally has some momentum, looking to convert this into potentially more.
LELERRER can mount a comeback here. He's definitely trying his hardest, and
not a good time to misdrop.
No, I think DOREMY he is really good at keeping composure as sets get late. Like he doesn't often lose a lead, and so LELERRER has definitely got an uphill battle. I say that I've just this is just a commentator's curse really, because DOREMY has just giving that one away for free. And yeah, it's quite rare to see DOREMY make those kind of decisions or that kind of misdrop. It was
It happens. And on that comment on the mental game, Lele did end up sending a chat message saying, maybe I'm stressed, before going on quite a generational comeback here. So maybe that was a realization that they needed, but now there is no more room for error. DOREMY at match point. Lele, with their tournament life on the line, has to get so much more.
Keeping it simple, just some basic T-spins. Yeah, that was almost 300 JP. That's a way to put a full stop at the end of the set, you know, or an exclamation mark in this case.
DOREMY just completely stat checking Lele in that final round, not taking any shenanigans.